Hello, this is sixth lecture of the Semantic SEO course. In this lecture, we will talk about the title tags. So, this topical map we can say is the raw topical map, and this is processed topical map. This is basically the entity attribute pair, entity Germany, and religion attribute. Germany climate, entity attribute. So, in order to verbalize these entity attribute pair in a title tag, we start to verbalize them. To be able to verbalize, you need to understand one thing that you have to have only one macro context, only one main focus of the web page. Every web page have a one focus for a one entity attribute pair. Do not dilute, and this web page contains micro context section. Inside micro context section, you will talk about directly for the different things, and these different things need to be able to connect to your source context and your central entity and your central search intent at the same time. That's why I think the LLM are useful like ChatGPT because semantics require a really good amount of linguistic abilities and a really good amount of critical thinking in a very creative way. So for beginners who want to work on a semantics, large language models are the best to help them in a thinking in that way. So here we have different title tag methodologies. So one of them is using conjunctive word like and usually if we use the word and inside the title tags, it means that we are actually using a conditional synonym phrase cost and conditions of living in Germany. We actually change the meaning of the words inside the search language. So the cost and the conditions, these are different thing in a dictionary, but here they mean the same thing. You can see in a raw topical map, we have the word life and the title tag is living in Germany. But in a URL, we have the word that is live. We will talk about further this section in an information tree. Another example here is the religion and belief. We use these things as substitute term to each other. The next is we talk about climate and fauna. You see the same structure, conjunctive word. The next is politics in Germany and German political structure. You can see politics, political, Germany, German. And the next is geographic or topographic, let's say. And the next is geographic and geography, Germany crime rate and the safe cities. In this scenario, we can expand some context. Let's say the safe cities. Here we have opportunity that we in our topical map we did not cover all the cities that in a Germany. But to be able to include all these cities, we will find an opportunity. So in this scenario, crime rate is relevant to the safe cities. So in the safe cities context, we can add the entities of the cities and rank them in all the cities of the Germany there. And for the most important ones, we can connect with our core section or any visa article. So if you need to include certain type of entities in your semantic content network, you can use these type of opportunities as well. Here we have entity attribute pair and also an entity set. If you use plural word with a noun like singers, it already reflect a set. There are many types of individual instances under these groups. We have their attributes like their works and their awards. Same happen here too, but this is a mixed version because we use entity attribute pair and we also use conjunctional word and after we use other highly relevant specific named entity that is literature that is relevant to the writers. So here in the next section, this is the little bit different from others. Here we have a class and then individual entities that is poets, authors, actors, musicians. This is basically hypernyms and these are hyponyms. If you check the lexical direction section, you can easily understand it. So one more thing about the title tag that you need to know is search engine directly aggregate all the terms inside your title tags and they check what words are most appear in the title, understand your overall topical authority. That's why when it comes to the course section, we always repeat some of the specific terms in a titles like visa, application and fee and apply, that is the lemmatization of application, and some certain type of other contextual terms we try to include in these areas. And usually topical entries, they reflect the overall topical authority or a topicality, and the context terms, they are usually reflect in a what way we actually process that specific entities in a document. In the next lecture we will talk about this part, the information tree, but we will repeat or expand a few sections from here, so it will be more easier or clear to understand. So see you in the next lecture.